Thank you for joining us. I'm Brianna Berry.
And I'm Ron Trevino. It's been more than 24 hours since a man was shot and killed by an ICE agent in the East End.
This afternoon, we are learning some new details about what led to the shooting and the investigation. The man who was killed has been identified right here on your screen, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, a father who had been in the U.S. for 35 years.
An ICE spokesperson says agents tried to stop the man's vehicle yesterday morning, but he tried to drive away. Investigators say he hit an ICE vehicle and attempted to run over an agent before shots were fired. He was taken to the hospital where he died. The FBI is now investigating the alleged potential assault on a federal officer, while the Department of Homeland Security is reviewing the agent-involved shooting. Meanwhile, calls are growing for an independent investigation.
Our team is following every development in this case. We begin with the family of the man who was killed, who says he didn't deserve to die. Katira Winfrey has the story.
Well, guys, there is a growing memorial out here, and additional law enforcement also just arrived. But family members say they were never told about this from authorities. Instead, they found out about it on social media. And the son says he watched social media videos and he immediately recognized his father, not by his appearance, but his voice, yelling out in pain from being shot. Lorenzo Salgado now only joins his family in spirit. His son stands shoulder to shoulder with loved ones and local leaders to say the sum of their father's life was more than just a few words.
He did not deserve to die. He did not deserve to be reduced to a headline of Mexican man shot and killed by ICE.
Details his family questioned, saying for more than 35 years, he lived a peaceful life, raising a family and running a successful business.
I want to be clear. Somebody being killed by law enforcement is a big damn deal.
Social media posts helped his son Ronaldo Salgado piece together the timeline. It all coming to an end just before 7 a.m.
I saw a video posted on Facebook that he had been shot. I recognized him immediately. Not from his appearance, but from his voice, crying for help as he lay on the street, bleeding out.
The sadness is spurring action and a collection of calls for transparency and an independent investigation. Salgado's family says he was living the American dream in the final stages of obtaining a work permit.
It's ICE's story, and it's a story that is too similar to something else that we've heard. So we need a full investigation.
Ronaldo says had the agents been clearly marked, his father would have stopped, but likely fled in fear. Someone was after his tools and work van.
One of his worst fears is that someone took away his work tools, because that's the tools of the van as well, because that is how he made his livelihood.
And local leaders say they will be asking the district attorney to bring forth a special grand jury to investigate. And Congressman Al Green says he's already sent a letter to the Department of Homeland Security asking that they hold a hearing to examine all of the evidence. For now, reporting live in the East End, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Katira. And today, 3 U.S. representatives from Houston and Mayor John Whitmire requested an investigation into the death of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo.
Troy Class joining us live outside City Hall to explain why the city says that HBD cannot get involved. Troy.
Well, Brianna and Ron, most Houston City Council members this morning shared their condolences with the family and again expressed, their interest in making sure there's a thorough investigation. Right now, the DHS is investigating the shooting, and the FBI sent KHOU 11 a statement saying it is investigating what they call an assault on those officers that were involved. But take a look at some video from this morning where Houston Mayor John Whitmire and other city council members spoke on the issue. Mayor Whitmire says his prayers are with the family and the community feeling pain and anxiety. Mayor Whitmire echoing comments made from Councilman Julian Ramirez, who says the city does not have jurisdiction over federal law enforcement and can't supersede a federal investigation. Here are some of the comments that he made.
It is truly a tragedy. We're monitoring it very carefully. We're in constant touch with our federal elected officials, insisting that there's a transparent, independent investigation. And if I learn of any new information, I'll certainly share it with council.
The Harris County District Attorney also stating they are not involved. In a post on X, District Attorney Sean Tier says, quote, unfortunately at this time, federal authorities continue exclusively handling all aspects in this case. And as we just heard, Democrats who represent Congress in Houston in Congress made similar calls for an independent investigation. Coming up at 5, we'll explain that there is a possibility that could happen at a later time. Reporting live in downtown, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Troy. This afternoon, Congressman Al Green called for an immediate congressional hearing to examine the deadly shooting. I spoke with him in the last hour.
I want to have this investigation. I want Homeland Security to do what it's supposed to, and that's exercise its oversight jurisdiction. And if it does not, I want the Houston Police Department ought to be involved in this. If they can't be involved, if there's a federal judge that says to them they can't do it, I'll take that. But I don't know of any law that prevents the Houston Police Department from looking into this. More than one investigation will help us to have credibility with the findings and believe somehow that this was something that was legitimately taking place.